My name is Krystal Willis. I am married to BJ. We have 2 children, Madison and Cade. I wanted to share with you guys about it's our journey. It has been our family's journey of overcoming. We have dealt with for the past 4 or 5 years with our son Cade with addiction. Addiction for him has not been what most would consider hard drugs or alcohol or anything, but it started with vaping. The vaping for him started in middle school and went from vaping nicotine to vaping other things. With this has brought hard times with our family. Sorry. It has affected everyone in our family. It has made hard times for BJ and I to be on the same page of lots of things, because as a mom, you want to protect your children. You want to do what is right for them, and protecting Cade and just making sure that he was okay was a job that I thought I needed to do, because I've always said that my job is to take care of my children because God's given them to me for that reason. With that being said, BJ and I have stuck together, and we've fought hard for each other and with each other about this battle that we've dealt. We've had good days and bad days with it. We've agreed and we've disagreed. But God has definitely been with us through this. I've never been just a real strong prayer. I've known who God is. I've been baptized since I was 12, but I've never had real guidance of learning with the Bible or anything. But coming here or to Petal Harvey, God has placed women in my life that have really helped me grow in prayer, reading my Bible, and learning that if you call on others to help you or to pray with you, that you will see God working. And it's not that God doesn't work when you're doing it, but when you have more than one, you really see God working. So with that, the past year and a half has been the hardest for us. Cade started doing the vaping a lot more, which caused lots and lots of arguments and disagreements with BJ and I, which then caused them with Cade. I had to learn that protecting Cade was only hurting Cade, that I am not his protector, that God is, that I've had to learn to step back, which has been the absolute hardest thing as a mother, and let Cade learn lessons on his own. We had to he had to make a decision. He could follow our rules or he had to leave. And we did that once. He pretty much had no control of what he was doing. And what I mean by that is, like, the vaping had got bad to where it was all what he wanted to do. And he wanted things the way he wanted them. So at that point, we had to let him be an adult. Cade has, he had hit rock bottom probably October of this past year. And when that happened, we hit our knees praying a lot. I called on my friends, Jenny and Melissa, Paisley, and Dina have been my saving grace because they've taught me what prayer can do, and what it means to have that group of friends that you can call on at any time. So October, Cade had gotten in trouble, and then it led on to 3 other times. In April, it got to where we just had to give Cade an option. It was either you stay home with us and be sober, or you have to go somewhere. We did some praying, and then it fell in my lap of a place, and it was Home of Grace in Van Cleve. And I went in and talked to Cade, and I was like, Cade, we found some place for you. If this is really what you want to do, this is your decision. And so 2 days later, he'd come back and he said, Mom, I think I'm ready. So we dropped Cade off on April the 21st, which is the absolute hardest thing I've ever done. But I'm going to tell you, dropping him off that day, I had a peace come over me with that. Because at that time, I just laid it all in God's hands. I could sleep. I wasn't worried about him. And then being there, he's learned a lot, because Cade was grown up in church from the time he was born. But when he started, he strayed from God so much. He quit coming to church because he knew that he was doing wrong. So with that, Cade graduated on July the 18th. And for us, as a family, we overcame that, and so did Cade. I think that he's going to have to choose to be an overcomer every day. Sometimes it's just a one thing for some people, but some families, it'll be a daily thing. For BJ and I, we are an overcomer. We have learned to pray. We've learned to depend on God, and that we don't hold the future for our children. We can guide them and direct them, but God is going to be the ultimate decision maker on that. And God has definitely saved our family. He has kept BJ and I together, because if we didn't have God, we would have not overcome this together. We probably would have went our separate ways. And the journey's been hard and long, and I'm pretty sure, we'll be continuing it for a while. But don't ever be scared to ask friends, and don't ever be scared to pray about anything, because if you don't, you will never overcome this or anything. This is a lot of personal information for our family, but I feel that God has led us to do this. And we are asking for your continuous prayers that Cade will overcome the addiction of the vaping, or any addiction that he ever encounters. But this is life. It is a real thing. And we've just been quiet. We didn't want to be judged. But God is my judge, and no one else is. So I'm open if anybody does want to talk, or wants to know more about it, if you're ever curious. But God is our overcomer. Thank you.